Welcome to the Family First Retirement Podcast with George Politarhos. For more information, visit betrayawealth.com. Now, let's get to the show.
We got some interesting information this week for our federal employees, long-term care, health care. We talk about it every week. Cost, just like the candy, costs are going up. George, what's going on?
Anything, Mark, prices go up. This year for our federal employees, they're taking an 11% increase on their health insurance costs that they're paying. And we all pay a lot. We're not just talking about them, but everyone sees an increase. Postal employees see 17 to 18% increase in their health insurance costs. And you got to wonder, my pay didn't go up 17%.
Yeah.
We have to plan how we're going to handle this better. And it's one of those things, I just talked to a couple today over in Jersey, clients of ours, and they said, it goes up. And there's really how many times do you use it, A, and B, it's not like you have an option. It's not like you can say, well, I'm 62, I just won't have it. It's one of those sad necessities we have to have, but we have to prepare for it. And getting that knowledge and understanding how to make it work for us is part of that holistic retirement plan we put together here, because we want you to be comfortable, want you to understand what's going on, how to prepare for it, and more importantly, how to be ahead of this curve, being proactive. So when you give us a call, 302-330-2166, let's schedule that no cost, no obligation meeting just to take the next step in planning. And that's what we do for you. So you give us a call and let us start that process for you and your family. 302-330-2166.
I saw an interesting statistic, George, that said 80% of adults in retirement, they feel like they've done a good job. They feel like they've saved enough. They feel like they'll have enough income in retirement. But pre-retirees, those in that red zone of retirement about 5 years out, that number is 50%. So only 50% of adults about 5 years out of retirement think that they're going to have enough income, have enough money to sustain through their retirement. How are you helping people to make sure that they're going to continue to get that paycheck once they clock out for the last time?
You know what the problem I think with that is, Mark, first and foremost, is they listen to the talking head. They listen to their brother, listen to their friend around the water cooler, that you have to have this magical number at retirement. If you don't have $5 million, if you don't have $1 million, you can't retire in retirement savings. And I think the first thing is stop listening to your friend. He's your friend. Let's go play golf together. Let's do recipes together. Let's go shopping together. Keep your nose out of my retirement. Secondly, it's about sitting there and taking that step and working with a financial advisor, a financial professional who's here to help you. He has no set agenda, because his retirement, my retirement, is different than yours, Mark.
Right.
Or it's different than my brother Pete's. We each are individuals. And when you work with me, I am not putting you in the box that fits your age. We are building the box that fits your situation. When you go to one of those big box firms, they're going to say, well, you're 5 years out from retirement. Boom, here you go. This is your plan. Slide you down the line and talk to, next customer.
Yeah.
And that's how they approach this. When you work with me, I am asking about what your retirement is. What do you want to do, Mark Owens, in retirement? Is it chase your daughter around the country as she's cheerleading at XYZ or living in California? Or are you a homebody that wants to go fishing every day, play golf, and go watch those filthy Braves play baseball and lose? So that's what it's about. Because my idea is stay home around my patio with my pond and my dogs, and with Leslie, and work in the garden and spend time with the boys and Archer. But that may not be everyone's. So when you meet with a professional, we're going to make sure that you get to what you want, where you want, and how you want. And it's sad that the 50% people feel they're not ready for retirement 5 years out. But why not take yourself out of that 50% and take the next step, and you meet with someone who has the experience to help you line up and see where you're at? Because, I don't know about you, but at nighttime when I sit downstairs and Leslie goes to bed, and I'm trying to lose weight, to be honest with you. I'm on a diet, and I've done pretty well, so I'm proud of myself, and so is my wife. The worst time of the night, though, for me is nighttime, when Les goes to sleep at 9:30. Because I stay up to about midnight. And my mind starts to run those games. Now, we had this for dinner. Oh, did she bake cookies yesterday? Ooh, piece of candy.
A little bit of leftover.
I just get right out of, it as the devil. The devil's in the head there. And that's the same thing with this. You listen to people talk to you. You listen to your friends say, oh, if you haven't saved this, oh, you're behind.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have enough money? That devil in your head just starts eating away at you at nighttime when you're sitting there. Let me get rid of them. Let's get it and make it black and white. Let's get that financial plan put together, the Family First Retirement Plan. Because then at least you see the numbers.
Yeah.
If you save $200,000 plus dollars, you need to go either to our website, Portrayal Wealth, that's PATRIA wealth.com. B, stop by the office here at 501 Silverside Road, Suite 31. You walk in, meet me, meet the team, or better yet, pick up the phone and call 302-330-2166. We have a Halloween season coming up and an election season coming up. There's a lot of noise going in your head right now.
Both of them are terrifying.
Both of them are terrifying, especially when you see Mark get dressed up as a scary clown. But let's take the things we can control out of the scenario. And that starts with getting the education information. Let's see where we're at, where we want to be, how long we have, and let's move forward. And I can guarantee you one thing, Mark. Come hell or high water, when you come in the office, you'll never, ever get reprimanded.
That's right. You'll
never get belittled. It's just, I don't believe in that.
How do you find, 302-330-2166. How often do you find that people come in and maybe they've been working with that big box advisor for a long time? Maybe, as you just mentioned, they feel like I'm just a number to them. They're a little timid. They're a little nervous. They're a little anxious. Does that happen a lot when people come from these huge firms or even a DIY retirement plan?
Absolutely. So, and it's sad when they come from these big box firms. More times than not, they've been pushed down and told that you have to save more. You're not doing the right thing. You're not listening to us enough. And that's sad to me because whatever has happened to us in the past, 5-10 years ago, whatever is the past is just that. It's the past.
Yeah.
We're not going to sit there and say, you didn't save enough money. You only have X. That doesn't work here because I can't fix what's happened in the past. Only thing we can do is prepare for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to hold your hand. And we talk about how we treat people like family. We come in, let's have a good cup of coffee. Let's gather information. I want to find out about, you and your family, your wants, your needs, and your dreams. And people come in and you can always tell they have the eyes down. They're a little reserved. And obviously I'm not reserved, but they're a little reserved.
Right.
After that first meeting, the feeling we get, you don't leave with that handshake. We get the hug. We get the tears of happiness after our meetings when they're like, I know where we're at now. It's not as bad as I thought.
Sure.
And the thoughts are always worse than reality.
Yeah.
It's always worse. But we sit there and we put it down. Now, when it is bad, at least you're not thinking it's 20 times worse than it was. And I always talk about my mom and my dad. My parents, they had some financial difficulty. And when my father died, my mom was virtually homeless. And my brothers and sisters and I took care of our mother for the next 20 years. And I always think about, what if someone had just sat there and talked to them? What if someone had told them, this is the way it is, and they could have done something different, not to be in that dire of a position. When you come in to talk with me, folks, I am always, and it's a terrible trait, I think, Mark, I don't know, but I always work more towards the ladies. I worry about the ladies more. Not that I don't worry about the husbands.
This guy's got a big heart.
Well, I think about my mom, when I sit there, and I really do. And I sit there and I worry what's going to happen to her when this is over. And maybe good or bad, I don't know, but that's a concern. I worry about you like you're my mother, my sister, my wife, Leslie. And we plan for you, but we want to make sure that you as the couple are in the right place. Give us a call, 302-330-2166.
Well, it's all about meeting expectations. I was telling you before we got started this weekend, I took Caroline to McDonald's. They've got the boo buckets right now. So if you've got kids or grandkids, remember those, they used to give out the little boo buckets when we were younger, little plastic buckets that the Happy Meal came in? Well, they're back. And so Caroline's collecting those. So she's like, I want to get some chicken nuggets and get a boo bucket. Done and done, baby. Let's go. And listen, my expectations for our local, and I'm not speaking of all of them, I mean the one close to me, my expectations for that McDonald's are very, very low. I expect to wait in line forever. I expect to not understand because of the crappy speaker at the drive-thru. I expect to not get a smile, a hey, hello. I expect to get my food, and there's probably something going to be wrong. This is what they've taught me to expect. So we went to go get her Boo Bucket Happy Meal, and the speaker was working fine. Pull up, pay, look me in the eye. How you doing? It'll be so-and-so much. Here's your credit card. Thank you. Have a great day. Pull up. Got my food. The young lady on the other side of the drive-thru window was very friendly, smiled. Y'all have a great day. We drove off. The order was correct. With under 5 minutes, this happened. And I drove away going, that exceeded my expectations because I was expecting the worst, but the service I got was great. So how often, George, do people come in to see you? They're expecting the worst, but they walk out with this feeling of relief and going, well, that was pretty good after all.
That happens more than almost all the time.
Right.
Not all the time, obviously, but 95 times out of 100.
They're going to get your order wrong sometimes, and that's going to upset you. You're going to have to be the bad guy sometimes, which may upset us.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat something to you. You have to know you're adults. You can't be misled. Mm-hmm. You're not a sheep. You have a brain. We have a brain. My job is to inform you and to give you the most current information about your situation and where it's leading. Good, bad, or indifferent. I am not going to sit there and say if you're in dire straits, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. Or if you are, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. If that's what you want, folks, do me a favor. Don't pick up the phone and call us because I'm not going to change my morals mm-hmm. or change the way I do my business and how I treat people to make you feel good. I'm going to be upfront with you, honest, and give you the most accurate information. So when you do call me at 302-330-2166, you're guaranteed that you're going to get a good cup of coffee when you come in. You're going to get the truth, and you're going to have the education you need to make the right decision for you and your family. And if that's working with me and my team at Betrayal Wealth, awesome.
Yeah.
But if it's also keeping what you're at and staying where you are and keep doing the DIY or the big box firm where you're customer number 1, 2, 3, 4, that's good too. But you can't use the excuse, I didn't know. Mm-hmm. Stop playing the victim's card and start taking responsibility for where we're at, where we want to go, and how we want to get there. And when you deal with me at Betrayal Wealth, we're going to give you the information you need to make the right choices.
And I know you're always talking about Social Security. There are online ads right now because Social Security is such a hot topic. And it's asking the question, do you qualify for a potential Social Security bonus of $16,000? Click here to find out more. Now, George, I didn't click on that, but I'm seeing these ads pop up. So let's talk about that myth right here, right now. Is there an opportunity to get a $16,000 bonus with Social Security?
Hell no.
All right, then.
They don't have any money to begin with. They're losing money. But they're going to give you an annual bonus of $16,000. Think about that for just a second. Okay, you thought about it. You know how stupid that statement is, Mark.
Right.
But there are people that are going to do that, the clickbait. They're going to push that. Social Security is confusing enough for normal people. Normal people being people I just want to know, do I take it at 62? Do I wait to my full retirement age at 67 or 66 and 8 months? Do I delay taking it to 70? When's the right time? And to sit there all of a sudden and say, well, I can get $16,000 bonus every year if I do this. No. When you come in here, we're going to address the Social Security issue because it is a big topic. It's important to us. It's our money. And hopefully we're going to have tax-free Social Security in the future, right?
Fingers crossed.
They're not going to pay tax on it, God willing. Right now, though, how do I get taxed on this money when I start using it? When's the best time to turn on Social Security for me and my family? And when will it benefit me and my spouse the most to turn it on? And everyone's plan here is different. Just like we say with the Family First Retirement Plan, we customize the plan for you. Social Security is customized for you. And I have a teacher who is retiring finally. She is a teacher up in Pennsylvania, and she is retiring in June. And they have a great pension plan that we're working with her, how to set that up, what we're going to do with it, how it's going to go forward. And she has a secondary career also while she's teaching that she will continue to do in work. And she's only 63 years old, 64 years old. So her question was, do I take Social Security now? Because the other business, I get paid a lot sometimes. I won't make money for a few months. And we talked about this. One of the rules and one of the opportunities we have with Social Security is that the year you turn it on, there's earning limitations about how much you can make if you take it prior to your full retirement age. And that's determined about the year you were born. So with this woman, her full retirement age is 66 and 8 months. So if she turns it on early and she makes too much money, according to the government, because God forbid the government lets you make too much money, they take it away from you to give you a penalty. But what she's going to do, and we're still debating about it, is to turn on Social Security for the first 3 or 4 months. If we're making too much money, we'll stop it. And you can do that the first year. We just have to pay back the 4 months of earnings we've made with Social Security.
Right.
But there's all those little rules. How are we going to do it? Where are we going to, how are we going to use this benefit? And that's why when you come in and we have a proprietary program we use, Mark, which is the Social Security Risk Analysis Report. It'll break down the best opportunity for you money-wise to turn on Social Security. But even more importantly, we've heard a lot of talk about Social Security losing money and about reductions possibly in 2032. And this will also show us the probability of you having a reduction of your Social Security. I want you to have as much information as possible. And I think what really makes it nice, Mark, when we do the Family First Retirement Plan, did you ever go to the doctor and you fell and hurt your shoulder? You go to the doctor and he says, well, you have blah, 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 blah. Might as well be Greek or French, what
Right.
they're saying. And then you ask him to say it in English and he says, well, you have a bruised shoulder.
Yep.
Right? When you come here at Portrayal Wealth, we're going to talk like English.
Yeah.
We're going to give it to you like, well, we can take Social Security and this is the benefit. And if we do this, this is our numbers. Just on our level. We're not doctors. We're not that smart. Let's be realistic. I know what we're doing, but I need to make sure you understand it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you go someone and if they can't tell you what they do in 2 or 3 sentences, do they really know what they're doing?
It's like the elevator pitch. Can you pitch me something in a couple of floors of an elevator
seconds.
ride? Yep.
Well, the elevator we had down at our house we rented for the summer to go 3 floors took like 3 minutes.
That's a big
they had
pitch
the
right there.
hamster in the basement going like, but yeah, exactly. It's about giving me a precise explanation of what I do.
Yeah.
I need a few moments to tell me what my retirement looks like. I see some pitfalls. What's those red areas of pitfalls? How can we address them? And is there a way to get around this? How do I maximize my income, minimize what I give away to the government for my taxes? Because I don't want them having any of my money or as little as legally and morally acceptable. When's the right time to turn on my Social Security? What am I going to do with my 401k? Is that unrealized gains tax they're talking about going to be a reality? Maybe. If it is, how are we going to maximize? How are we going to protect it? And how am I going to have guaranteed income? I need some money in safety, so I need some fixed annuities. Some money still stays in the market. I need some risk. What's the right ratio to do that? There are a lot of questions. But when you work with George at Portrayal Wealth, the Family First Retirement Plan makes it very black and white.
Yep.
When you call us at 302-330-2166, we're going to help you get those answers. If you save $200,000+ for retirement, you need to give us a call. Let us take the next step, getting you lined up, moving forward, and being in the right place. 302-330-2166, or go to Patria, Patria Wealth.com. Let's schedule that no-cost, no-obligation meeting today.
Insurance and annuities offered through George A. Politarhos, Delaware Insurance License Number 1373121. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.